Next, we'll take a look at our Welcome For application, and you can see it's in the Fig 313 folder. And in this particular application, we're going to get into our first new C# 6 feature. Now, before I do that, I just want to point out this little pin icon here on the Solution Explorer, just so that I can see the full code all the way to the right edge here. I'm going to unpin this, which collapses the Solution Explorer over on the right side here. I can bring it back by clicking its tab, and I can click that tab again to dismiss it, or I can just click outside that tab to dismiss it as well. So it's still there, I just wanted a little more room to work with. So here we have a simple application that's going to display Welcome to C# Programming, followed by the value of the string Paul, which we're inserting over here at the right side. So let me just show you that first. So we'll build it, and you can see Welcome to C# Programming Paul. And I'm going to start over because I don't remember if I said C#. For our next example, we're going to go into the Fig 313 folder for the Welcome For app. And when I open this one up, it's again a simple C# application, but in this case we're going to introduce one of C# 6's new features called string interpolation. Now before I do that, I just want to point out a little IDE note here. I have some comment text that's getting chopped off over here at the right, and I'd like to make some more room for it on my screen. So what I'm going to do is go over to the Solution Explorer here, and you can see this little push pin icon. Right now the Solution Explorer is pinned to the right side of the IDE. If I click that icon, it collapses in the right side here as a tab, which I can click to bring the Solution Explorer back. And if I want to then repin it, I can click that pin once again. So this basically is the auto hide button is what it's called. And when you collapse these windows on the edge, you get a little bit more room to work with on the screen. So we have this simple application once again, and I'm going to run it first just to show you the result, which is to display Welcome to C# Programming, comma, Paul, exclamation point. So let's go ahead and take a look at the code for this application. Now, like our preceding applications, we have a class, Welcome For in this case, and a main method. And within the main method this time, for the first time, we are declaring a variable in our program. Now, a variable is going to enable you to store information for later use in this case the main method, or perhaps later use in the program. Every variable you declare in C# has a type and an identifier. The type of the variable named person is string, which is also a C# keyword, and the identifier is person. And as I mentioned in a preceding video, the naming convention for a variable's identifier is to start with a lowercase letter and to use what's known as camel case naming. And in camel case naming, you start with a lowercase letter, and each subsequent word starts with an uppercase letter, and those uppercase letters are supposed to represent the humps on a camel's back, which is why they call it camel case naming. Now, in this particular case, not only did we declare the string called person, we also initialized it, we also initialized it with the string literal Paul. So the string called person has the value Paul. And down here at line 11, we would like to output a line of text using console.writeLine. But in this case, the line of text that we're going to output is the result of an interpolated string. Interpolated strings start with a $sign before the first double quote character, so you can see the $sign here. And they contain curly braced expressions that insert values into the string literal. So this is actually known as an interpolation expression. And the interpolation expression's value is determined first. That value then replaces the interpolation expression, and then the resulting string literal is what gets output by WriteLine. So in this case, what we're saying is take the value of the variable named person, which is Paul, and insert that in place of this curly braced interpolation expression, and then the resulting string gets displayed. And I'll run it again here just so that we can show you that along with the code. So you can see the original welcome to C# programming, comma, and then the interpolation expression's value is Paul. Now, throughout the rest of the programs that we demonstrate for you, not only in this lesson, but also in subsequent lessons, we will often use string interpolation expressions. And in subsequent lessons, we'll also start to talk about the various formatting that you can perform using these expressions as well.